Hi, my name is Mark Banks and I'm from the Denture Clinic. I wanted to do a video and let you know about denture pain and the gums, what causes the pain, and some simple tricks that you can do at home to help with the pain on your gums. Now, the first thing we want to ask is, why is the denture causing pain? And it's a good question. You see, especially on the lower jaw, as your tongue moves around, the denture moves, and this causes a lot of friction on the gums. So you've got to imagine the gum and the denture rubbing against each other. Now this causes little ulcers, and I know how ulcers feel. They are not comfortable, but don't worry, they're not something you need to be worried about. They do go in usually 1 to 2 weeks tops. Now with dentures, you will find if you have full upper and lower, that the bottom dentures are generally the ones that are going to give you grief. And this is just because of that reason I was just telling you, the tongue. The tongue causes the denture to move backwards and forwards, causing that friction, which then causes ulcers. The top dentures, they can get ulcers, but generally speaking, a high percentage of the time, once they are made correctly, you don't have any problems. It's the bottom ones that cause headaches for patients, and this is what we want to address and help you understand why the ulcers are there. It's no fault of the denture, it's no fault of your own, it's just because of the situation of the tongue and the mouth and the denture itself. Well, I'm going to go over 4 things to give you some relief at home. They're inexpensive and they definitely work. So tip number 1 on home remedies is salt water rinsing. And I know you've heard this before, but the reason we keep going on about salt water rinsing is because it works. Now, salt water rinsing won't relieve the pain, but what it's going to do is speed up the recovery of your ulcers and of your sore spots in the mouth. Salt has great wound healing abilities. Now, there's 2 ways you can go about this. The first way, probably the unpleasant way, is to put a bit of salt on your gums and rub it around. But we know that's gonna sting. So the second way, and this is the way I tell my patients, is lots of warm water and a teaspoon or a couple of teaspoons of salt, lots of warm water rinses. And we don't mean 1 or 2, we mean 4 to 5 salt water rinses per day. Now, as I said, this is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. It's also not going to give you pain relief, but it's going to speed up the healing of the ulcers. Now, if your ulcer lasts for 7 days and you can make it heal in 5, wouldn't you think that's a pretty good deal? So that's exactly why we recommend salt water rinsing. Home remedy number 2. Now, I know you've heard this one before because it's been around for a long time. Cloves. So cloves has great disinfecting and anti-inflammatory properties. It's great for the body and it's definitely great for your gums. So how do we use this? We want to get a couple of leaves of cloves. We want to grind them up to get about a 1/4 teaspoon of fine powder. Then mix that with some olive oil, mix it around, rub it on your gums. We then let that sit for 3 to 5 minutes, depending on what you can handle. And that's it. Rinse your mouth and you've now disinfected and you've now helped heal the ulcers. Now, you definitely can combine number 1 and number 2 together, because the more things you do, the more chance it's going to have for you to actually get over this quicker. Okay, home remedy number 3. Now, all you tea lovers out there are going to love this one. I know my mum will. Black tea bags. Yes, you wouldn't think it, right? So what we want to do is brew yourself a nice cup of tea. Actually, do 2 cups, because one we're going to drink, the other one we're going to use the tea bag. So, brew yourself a cup of tea. Take the tea bag out, let it cool. Once it's cool to the touch, then dab it around your ulcers. Now, this is going to help again with inflammatory and just help the ulcer heal. Now, there's a powerful thing about natural medicines. Yes, there's a lot of things at the chemist, but you know, things in tea are natural, organic, and they've been around for a long time. So I would definitely recommend to give this one a try. And again, if you don't like number 2 or number 1, try the third option, tea bags, and see how you go. Okay, last but not least, home remedy number 4, massage. Okay, what do I mean by that? we want to gently give our gums a massage. Now this is more aimed at people who have no teeth, so full over full dentures or a full lower denture. So make sure your hands are nice and clean because you're about to put your hands in your mouth. Give them a good clean, then put a little bit of olive oil on your finger. Now olive oil is actually great and also has good healing properties for ulcers and inflammatory things. So rub a little bit of olive oil on your finger and gently massage your gums. Now, I only need to do this for 1 to 2 minutes, but if you can, do this 2 or 3 times a day. This circulates the blood flow, helps the oxygen get in, and helps speed up the recovery of the ulcer. So there's 4 tips on how to do some home remedy on yourself. Now I want to let you know that if you are experiencing ulcers, experiencing pain, this is very normal. I deal with this every single day, and I can assure you that ulcers are all part of the journey. I always let my patients know that it's not going to be an easy road at the start. We want to have 2 things. We want to have patience and we want to be positive about it. And does that mean it's going to be perfect? No, it doesn't. But what it means is, if you're a patient, you allow the dentures to settle in, you allow your body to adapt. In the long run, you're gonna win, and we just want to ensure you that what you're going through is normal and okay. I hope you've enjoyed those tips. My name is Mark Banks, and until then, keep smiling.